KSJE.com.
or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Join the crew at the Telluride Jazz Festival this August 7th and 8th. Volunteer opportunities are now open. Give your time and earn a free festival pass. Looking for a place to stay? Telluride Town Park camping passes are still available. Come and enjoy the incredible mountain views and headliners like the Disco Biscuits, Lettuce, and Don Was. Apply and volunteer and secure your campsite now at TellurideJazz.org.
Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 16th day of July, 2026. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM, and if you're listening to my voice from anywhere else on planet Earth, you've gone to our website to listen, ksje.com. Maybe you're listening through the KSJE radio app, or perhaps you've asked your smart speaker to play KSJE. It's great to have you all with us this morning, listening, and also watching. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. Our focus this morning is San Juan County. In just a moment, I'll be joined by San Juan County Commissioner Sandra Lanier. She'll be talking about her recent request to find out more about high gasoline prices in our area. So we'll be talking about that in just a moment. And then I'll be talking with Jennifer Mitchell, the county's alternative sentencing director, about programs that she is working with and a new program in cooperation with the city of Farmington. So stay tuned for that. That conversation begins in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Mick Hess, as always, will be here next hour, Roving with the Arts. That's our weekday classical music program beginning at 9:06. A reminder that you can also connect with KSJE on other forms of social media like Instagram or Blue Sky, X, and now Nextdoor. And if you're a podcast listener, you can subscribe to KSJE Podcast. Wherever you listen to them, we publish a new episode almost every day, and maybe you'll discover a new local program in your feed that you may have missed recently. Better yet, you can find our podcasts and live stream and much, much more as part of the KSJE Radio app, available at the App Store and on Google Play. Outside our studios at San Juan College this morning, it is 68 degrees at the moment. We are expecting a mostly sunny morning, and then again, some increasing clouds, a 20% chance of a shower popping up this afternoon. Today's high in Farmington, 84. Another 50% chance of showers overnight tonight with a low of 67. Another 50% chance of showers on Friday with a high of 85 tomorrow. Rain showers possible Friday night and Saturday night. On Saturday's high, sunshine with a high of 87. Sunshine on Sunday with a high of 91. Back to 93 with partly sunny skies on Monday. But maybe some overnight showers for the next, 10 days or so. Take a look at that. We'll see if that happens or not. I'll be back with my guests from San Juan County, including San Juan County Commissioner Sandra Lanier, right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. It's physician-led and supported by specialists, so patients can receive the treatment they need right here at home. When every minute matters, dedicated caregivers are here for you. San Juan Regional Medical Center, serving the Four Corners region for generations. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Micklin Morning Program on KSJE.
Back at the studio this morning. As I mentioned, our focus today is with San Juan County, and joining us live on the telephone this morning is the Commissioner Pro Tem from the San Juan County Commission. Commissioner Sandra Lanier is joining us this morning live on the phone. Commissioner Lanier, thank you so much for calling in this morning.
Good morning, Scott, and thank you for having me on. You've always been such an advocate for San Juan County and our citizens, and we just appreciate you, so thank you.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. And I wanted to have you on to ask you a bit about your request to find out more about gas prices here in the San Juan County area. And I guess you kind of noticed it on some recent travels that you were making around northwest New Mexico?
Yes, sir, I did. We had a conference down in McKinley County mid-June, and when I came back, I obviously noticed it on my drive down there. It was $3.55 was the lowest price, and when I came back 2 days later, it was a 97-cent price difference. So yes, it was quite disturbing. It's not a new problem that we've had, but I've been getting more and more questions from the community, and it was time. It was.
Sure. And so with that, you're right. It's definitely a significant price difference from what you were seeing between San Juan County and McKinley County. And we hear it a lot, I think, from folks who travel to Bernalillo County and Albuquerque and locally as well. And so what are you hoping that the New Mexico Department of Justice, the Attorney General's office, will be able to tell you, I guess, with your request?
Well, our basic thing is, why are our prices consistently higher? Like I said, this is not a new thing. It's been going on for decades, even when we had a refinery here. And so our citizens just deserve answers. And if there is truly legitimate pricing, if there is no price gouging or anything, then we need an explanation as to what it is and not just speculation. So if it's transportation costs, is the transportation cost truly what is the difference? Because it just seems like it shouldn't be. Like Durango obviously has to pay the same transportation costs. And not this week were they lower, but in the past I have seen them be, a little bit lower than us. And they're further up the pipeline, I guess, so.
Right, sure. And so I guess, and I know this just happened, I think you just issued your request to county staff to contact the Department of Justice. And so have you heard anything back yet, or is it still too early to have heard something back from Santa Fe?
It's too early. The letter just went out this week to the Attorney General, so. Got
you. And do you have any hopes of when you might hear something back? I mean, wishful thinking?
Wishful thinking, I would hope for, 4 to 6 weeks. But, I don't know what his workload is and how much of a priority this would be for him. So, but I'm hoping that we can, be the squeaky wheel and get some answers. Right.
Of course, and as you mentioned, this has been ongoing for years. I think the mayor of Farmington, Nate Duckett, had also issued a request to the Attorney General's office a few years ago. And so, you're not holding your breath, I guess, but you're hopeful that maybe you'll get some kind of response, at least some answers to why these are consistently higher, it seems like, than compared to our neighbors?
Yes, exactly. And in the past, apparently when these investigations are open, the citizens do see a little bit of a decrease, and then, it creeps back up. But let's get some answers. Let's get a firm explanation, and I don't know what the findings have been in the past. I know it's not been what we expected, but have they ever offered concrete proof of there not being price fixing or gouging? Our citizens they deserve the answers because these are tough times right now. Everything's expensive, and fuel is not negotiable in our area.
Right, certainly. We have a lot of residents that travel long distances for work or what have you, right? And so I can understand that that's a big part of a family's budget, certainly the cost of gasoline and fuel. So that certainly makes a lot of sense. But I guess, from all these past investigations, though, we have seen that there hasn't been any criminal referrals to the justice system and things like that. So it seems like whatever's going on isn't illegal, at least as far as we can tell.
Right. And like last week, we had two stations right across the street from each other, and one was 50 cents cheaper than the other for the credit price. I'm not even talking cash price. For the credit price, it was 50 cents. And I was like, why would people be going over to that other station when they can save 50 cents over here? I'm not talking 10 cents. That's significant.
Yeah, definitely. Very true. And I know, too, that some other folks have told me that, a lot of these stations, a lot of these convenience stores have loyalty cards and discounts and things like that. The grocery stores with their gas pumps certainly have loyalty cards, and you can get discounts through those as well. And so that's just one way to save a little bit at the pump, but that's true in every community. So that still makes us higher than other places, even by using the discounts.
Right.
Got it.
And so that would be one of my points to the consumers is if you're typically loyal to brand A, but brand B across the street is, 15, 20 cents cheaper, go across the street. Don't be afraid to price shop a little bit and pay cash. In most stations, that's a 15 cent per gallon savings. So pay cash when you can.
There you go. I think that's good advice, Commissioner Sandra Lanier. You're going to become an expert on gas prices before this is all over, don't you think?
Right.
Well, I appreciate your time this morning. I know you have another meeting, and that's why you couldn't be here in person, but I do appreciate you joining us by phone this morning.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is San Juan County Commissioner Sandra Lanier, my guest this morning here on KSJE. We wish her good luck with her request for more information from the New Mexico Department of Justice and the Attorney General's office on high gas prices here in San Juan County. We'll continue our program this morning with our other guest from San Juan County this morning, and that is Jennifer Mitchell, who is here. She is the Alternative Sentencing Director for San Juan County, in charge of a number of different programs, including a unique and innovative new program that she's here to talk about. Jennifer Mitchell, good morning. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Good morning, Scott. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Good to have you here. And so, in a nutshell, alternative sentencing covers kind of numerous things, correct? Can you give us the summary a little bit about your job?
Sure. Yes, alternative sentencing is kind of a wide swath for the programs that we provide to the community. Primarily, we provide jail-based treatment services in a facility that's located on Municipal Drive. Mm-hmm. And we have two primary programs that we operate. One is a 28-day program that has been operating for over 3 decades, and it serves folks who have been convicted of a DWI in our community, and they come to us, the judges sentence them to us, they come to us and they receive 28 days of treatment for their addiction, and then we follow them with case managed aftercare after they've completed that program. The other program is a 60-day program for women who are struggling with substance use and are involved in the justice system as a result of that. And it's the same model. It's just a little bit longer for more intensive treatment services and a longer period of stabilization. And then we also provide reentry support services up at the Adult Detention Center and some treatment services in that facility as well. And then we kind of round it out with services that we provide to the community for folks who are in the community on probation as a result of misdemeanor charges through the magistrate courts.
Got it. Very good. And for the DWI Treatment Center and the other program for women that you were talking about, at least for the DWI Treatment Center, I recall when that first got started, the idea was to kind of divert folks from just going to jail for a period of time because of a drunk driving arrest or a repeated drunk driving arrest, and instead go into this type of program that would then give them treatment and some help and then maybe stop a repeat offender. And that's kind of got some data now to back that up after 3 decades to show that it does actually do what it intends and set out to do. Am I right? You're
right. That's exactly right. Yes, we do have some research that backs our program and shows the efficacy of the work that we're doing. We sort of boast or tout about an 8% recidivism rate, which is pretty good for that population.
Right.
As I'm sure you are aware or familiar.
So if my math is right this morning, that means 92% are not repeat offenders.
That's right.
From the program. So
exactly.
That's a pretty amazing number. So
yes.
Congratulations. And again, that takes the cooperation of the judges to sentence folks to that program, to the other folks that are paying for the program, helping to fund the program, and things like that. It's not done in a vacuum.
That's exactly right. And that's one thing that I think I'm very proud of, to be a part of San Juan County, and not just the county government, but the local community, because we tend to come together and can work together, cooperate with each other so that we can solve problems.
Right. And that brings us to our other topic this morning of the brand new pilot program that's connected a little bit to the JIP program that is about to get started next month, I think you were telling me. And so let's talk a bit about that, because that came from just a conversation you were having with some folks in the city of Farmington.
That's right. Yes. Yes, a conversation that I was having with City of Farmington Chief of Police, Steve Hebby, and I were talking about the struggles and challenges that the community faces with respect to folks who are struggling with addictions and housing insecurities and living on the streets. And so we were talking about what our program has been doing for the past 3 decades and the value of the program and what we're bringing. And so we just started talking about why couldn't we send folks who are living on the streets and not able to stay sober to that program as well.
Right.
And there have been challenges in the past with funding, and so we started having conversations about how we could fund it, how we could make it happen. And so the historically, the way that the city has been able to work is they use the JIP program through PMS's Total Behavioral Health to provide some housing security as well as treatment services, outpatient treatment services.
Right. And JIP, just to interrupt for a moment, stands
Yes.
for Joint Intervention Program, basically,
That's right.
right? Okay.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for clarifying that.
That's okay.
And so we, in the history, the courts have sentenced people into the JIP program for at least ideally it's about a year-long program to kind of help them get stable and get on their feet. And for folks who don't complete that program, there hasn't really been kind of a next level of intervention until now. And the conversations that we had were centered around those folks primarily who don't complete the JIP program and who need another level of intervention. And so that's kind of where we're going to step in and allow the courts to sentence people who don't complete the JIP program to the 28-day program to receive substance use treatment on an inpatient jail-based level, and then transition back out into the JIP program.
They would still need to complete that program.
They would still
is
complete that program.
the idea. And in the past, before this came to be, they would just fail, I guess, or stop going to the JIP program and then disappear, or we wouldn't necessarily know how they were doing or what have you. They've just kind of went off the radar a little bit.
Well, true. Often the court would issue a warrant
Sure.
For their arrest, and typically they do end up getting back into the system
Okay.
pretty quickly.
I see.
Because they're catching the attention of the community because they're intoxicated, living on the streets, bothering the citizens, and so people will call and they end up getting back into the system. And so
I see. But are
yeah.
they going to jail and then not JIP then the next time? Is that kind of maybe what could happen?
That's right.
Got
Yes.
it. And so with this system, that would avoid that again by coming to your treatment facility and the jail-based treatment facility and getting that intensive 28-day attention, I guess, for lack of a better term, and then to graduate hopefully from that and go back into and be more successful, hopefully, with that 1-year JIP program.
That is absolutely the hope that we anticipate seeing, and we hope to see good results with this partnership. We're going to be, of course, that's the reason for a pilot, is to see will this model work, and we're going to give it a shot and see if we are able to provide a good intervention for folks who are truly, needing a next level of intervention.
Right. And so as you mentioned, this is going to hopefully start next month.
August 1st, yes.
Is the idea. And so in about a month, you'll know, I guess, how things go. And of course, it's with, again, the cooperation of the municipal judges so far in Farmington who'll be sending folks to this program.
Yes, that's correct.
Got it. And again, the city is paying for it. Again, the judges are working with you and the program as well. And then your staff, of course, will have this set up. Would there be like a separate area of your facility for these individuals? And then you have the other 28-day DWI individuals who also are in the same facility.
So there will be a separate dormitory for the folks who are in our facility as a result of the the JIP pilot
pilot program. Okay.
However, they will be in treatment classes at the same time all together. They'll take their meals together, and there won't be really any difference in programming in terms of what they get while they're with us. They'll get addiction treatment is addiction treatment, and so we'll provide those same services to this population as well.
Got you. Very good. Well, good luck with it. I hope you'll come back and let us know how it goes. And again, I think kudos to everyone involved in kind of thinking outside the box to figure out, how can we help these probably, most needed in our community, the folks that are really struggling, and help them maybe get back into some kind of stable lifestyle and be contributing members to society, which I guess is the ultimate goal.
That certainly would be the ultimate goal
for
yes.
these individuals as well. And when it comes to addiction, I mean, you've been working in that field for a long time, and it does take a long time, at least it seems to me, to break some of those bad habits, and especially if you just don't know where you're sleeping every night and you're just struggling from one day to the next. That's how I think about some of these folks that are just wandering around wondering, what's next, or how do I get my next meal, or where do I find that, or what's going on, and then they have alcohol or other addiction problems on top of all that.
Right, that's exactly right. And a lot of times there are mental health issues, trauma issues that folks are dealing with and struggling with. So it's not a neat, clean little box. And a lot of the research shows us that it takes at minimum 7 doses of treatment for some folks to actually finally begin to see long-term recovery. And so we're going to just keep chipping away at it. We're going to keep working with people and meeting them where they're at and giving them, the dose of treatment that they need.
Right. And by having them there at your program, that 28-day program, if there are other issues that come up or things that you think need to be made available to these individuals, mental health or other medical issues or what have you, I would imagine there are ways then to get them that assistance as well.
Yes, there are. So while they're in our facility, when and if we identify other co-occurring issues, we have a mental health provider that provides psych services for us, and then also, of course, we would that would be included in our aftercare programming, and we would make referrals for them for once they're have completed our program and transitioning back out into the community and into the JIP program.
Gotcha. And working with Presbyterian Medical Services and the JIP program, again, that kind of warm handoff, as I have heard it referred to, is really important, I think, so that they're just not tossed out onto the street and said, well, there you go, your 28 days is over, good luck. That they have continued support and continued maybe guidance on this path, hopefully forward. Right.
Yeah, that's really the secret sauce, I think, is the case managed aftercare and the, as you mentioned, the warm handoff, to be able to continue to work with people, because while they're in the jail-based facility, it's easy to stay sober when you don't have the challenge of having to refuse a drink or something like that. So that's when the real work begins, is once they leave the facility and have to start facing those issues, those triggers, things that kind of activate them in that way. So that's why it's valuable for us to keep working with them once they leave our facility.
Right. And part of your treatment, I think, is to teach them some tools to maybe help say no to those offers of drinks and things like that, and those temptations, I suppose, once they leave your facility?
Absolutely. Yes, that is one of the things that we focus on. Is we actually have a group called Drink Refusal Skills, where we teach people and kind of role play and model with them how to refuse a drink, how to say no, and how to we say be smart, not strong.
Right.
And so we teach people how to be smart and not strong.
Nice. And with that 4 weeks, that really helps them with some reinforcement too, I would think.
That's right. And it gives them an opportunity to get clear-headed and have some stabilization time, so that they can start to see where their real priorities lie, and what's valuable to them, what works for them, and what their needs are.
Very good. Just a few minutes remaining this morning, but I also wanted to ask you about another program that I know you work with very closely, the Access Program, and kind of give us an update on that and what that is that you
sure.
deal with, please.
Sure. The Access Program is the 60-day program that I mentioned.
Right.
So we work with women who are in the justice system as a result of their substance use, and that program has been in operation since 2007, and it's going strong. The judges seem to really like it, and we work in close collaboration again with our partners in the community for outpatient treatment services once they leave our program. We work closely with specialty court programs and share a lot of the same individuals who are involved in those programs either start out in our program or come to us if they need an extra boost of sobriety or good time, clean time. So that program is operating really well, and it started again off of the successes that we had seen with the DWI program.
Nice.
So
very good. And these are judges that are sentencing these women from municipal court and magistrate court, so they're coming from a larger area, I guess, or could be?
They are. We accept defendants from the municipal court, from the magistrate court system, as well as the district court system.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. And so, again, and you've got data that, again, shows the effectiveness of this 60 days, and that seems to be a good length for these women to try to get them, again, sober and clean and
Right.
and adopting some better habits, I suppose, going
Yes.
forward.
Yeah, we do see a lot of success with this program. Of course, this is a more involved population, a lot more trauma involved, a lot more mental health issues. And so our success, the recidivism rate that we see coming from that program is about 28%. So yeah, a little higher, but in terms of comparing with other treatment regimens, or if you simply do nothing, it's certainly better outcomes that we're seeing with that program. So
Right. Very good. Well, congratulations on that. Again, those numbers seem, again, still pretty good when you reverse it and see how many are not repeating
Right.
and getting back into it. So that's important as well. And just final question for you. I remember when some of these programs were just getting started, there was a lot of attention from other communities kind of looking at San Juan County and saying, wow, look at what they're doing up there. Do you still get requests or calls from other folks in other communities, whether inside New Mexico or outside of our state, saying, we're watching what you're doing. It seems like you're getting good results. Would you mind sharing your secret sauce as to how this is happening in your population?
yes, yeah, it's actually really exciting, and I always love talking about our programs because I feel like we are doing really good work, and I appreciate the opportunity to share about it. But we do have a lot of interest from, I work really closely with other counties in the state, and we actually have MOU partnerships with a couple of adjacent counties. McKinley County and Sandoval County both cooperate with us to send some of their defendants to our DWI program. And so we're also actually working with McKinley County. They're looking to actually start up their own jail-based treatment program, and interested in using our program as the model for that. So that's exciting, and we always love to collaborate and work closely with our other county partners.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. And of course, the other thing I always like to remind everyone is that we're talking about these individuals. These are human beings. These are lives that are maybe have been shattered at some point, and they're kind of being put back together through these programs. There's a lot of great success stories of folks who've gone through all of these things that we're talking about and come out on the other side. And I think for their families and their friends, they probably have a hard time recognizing that same person
Right.
from how they were before they went in. And so
Right.
I think there's a lot of good work that's being done.
Yeah, we've had judges tell us stories about defendants coming back to them and saying, thank you, Judge. You sent me to that program and I didn't want to go, but you saved my life. So it is exciting, and it's good work that's being done, and those success stories are what we live for, what we do it for.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you for sharing with us this morning, Jennifer Mitchell. We appreciate it, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
That is Jennifer Mitchell. She is a San Juan County Alternative Sentencing Director, my guest here on KSJE.
Could